Hello and good morning. Okay, I'm Abbie Broad, mindset coach for women in business. So today I'm asking you, what stops you from showing up strong in the online space? Yeah, so there's lots of things that can trigger us, isn't there? And constantly comparing ourselves to others. The online space is exactly that. It's designed to pitch us all against each other, isn't it? And your confidence gets knocked sometimes because everywhere you look, someone's going to be doing it better. Someone's going to be doing it quicker, more often, more professionally. And we feel sometimes like we can't compete. And there's this sort of perception that other people know something we don't know. That they can do things that we're not able to do, and the trouble is what happens is that we become a little bit deflated by it sometimes. Now, we have good days and bad days. Some days we can show up and feel 100% confident, like we can absolutely compete with everyone, and we're going to be absolutely nailing it, showing up strong. Other days, not so much. And the reason for this is that the online space, that process of putting ourselves out there, no matter what we're sharing or posting, we are in essence promoting and selling ourselves. And for many women in business, particularly when we operate on our own, this is always going to be a bit of a struggle, because particularly for coaches as well, coaches and therapists, but those that have chosen something that is really joyful to them, there's this kind of underlying hesitation to actually promote it. It's like, oh, I love it so much, I don't want to be icky, I don't want to push myself onto people. We get triggered by all sorts of things. So the online space is a very emotive place. It's a very emotionally fueled tool for our business, and of course, as we know, our emotions are not consistent. So whilst we're told, aren't we, scheduling needs to be consistent, our showing up needs to be consistent, our message needs to be consistent, but of course our emotions aren't, and some days are going to be better than others. Okay, so the mindset shift that is required in order to be able to show up strong and show up consistently, yes, to change how you feel about it. So change, if you're being triggered by certain things online, make change how you feel about it. There are practical things you can do, like not scrolling through other people's stuff, trying to kind of punish yourself. That's one thing. Also focusing on what is good for you, what your core values are, what your uniqueness is, being more curious about what it is that you're seeing. If we're showing up and scrolling through social media being triggered by it, then the only answer to that is to take that responsibility and be curious about it. So we can change how we feel about competing, because that's really what we're talking about, isn't it? And it's the craziest thing, because whilst we are all competing in the online space, to be seen, to be heard, to sell, actually we're not competing with anybody. It's a crazy concept, and it can mess with your mind a little bit. So this is the thing, the mindset shift is to change how we feel, and turn what we're seeing, what we're hearing, into something that can actually be a little bit more inspirational and actually more energizing. So focus on your core values and where they can help you. So defining your version of success, and utilizing what is unique to you. So when you see somebody, when you see something else online, okay, rather than feeling, oh, I can't do that, ask yourself, what's my version of that? Okay, so she's done that, he's done this. Yeah, okay, all right. So what is it about what you're seeing that is being triggered? Is it because it's something that you like? Maybe it's something you don't like. I was triggered for so long by things that I didn't even want to do. I would see people showing up in a certain way or saying certain things, and it would kind of it would impact on my motivation and how I felt about showing up. It would make me want to hide. And then I realized it's like, I don't even want to do it like that. That's not what I want to do. So rather than thinking that I was being triggered by something that I couldn't compete with, actually it was something I didn't want to compete with. And by the way to overcome that was to bring my attention back to, okay, so what's my version and what is it that I do actually want to do? We're told it all the time, aren't we? Show up as yourself, be unique, be authentic. But it takes courage to be authentic. And by applying logic and a few simple tools, we can actually help ourselves to build that courage. This is not an overnight fix. It's something that, we have to work on. I know that. I've worked on it for many, many years. And it's definitely one of the biggest struggles that my clients will deal with when they're holding back. They're saying, I know what I need to be doing, Abbie, so why am I not doing it? Okay, so there's a core value that is crying out. Either you're triggering a core value, like we're taught, aren't we? Don't be nice, play fair. We're taught as children that competition isn't always a good thing. It's because what we think is that in order for us to win, somebody else has to lose. Trust me, that is absolutely not the case. Okay. Right, so questions. What limiting belief story is being triggered when you look at the competition? So are you telling yourself that in order for you to succeed, it means someone else has to fail? What assumptions might you be making about other people's success and the work that they've put in to do that? Start to reframe how you feel about it. So in what way are you and your offer different from what you're seeing? What's your version of it? Applying logic. So at the moment, all this fear and hesitation, okay, so that's all sitting in our heart and it's sitting in our gut. We're forgetting logic, aren't we? Logic says, well, if they're competing, why can't I? What would you say to a friend if someone else was saying, oh yeah, I want to show up, but I can't compete? You'd say, get out there. If it was your children, what would you be saying? Get out there, be yourself. And this is the thing, is the people that want you will see you. They will see your authenticity. But if you don't show up, they won't see you. So what would you say to a friend? How would you get them to apply logic and actually overcome that lack of motivation? What is logical here? So practice looking through different eyes. When you're scrolling through your news feed, look for things that you like. Look for things that you could do better, things that inspire you. Ask yourself, what is my version of this? And trust me when I say, if you are feeling low, if you're having a bad day, scrolling through social media is not the way to get out of that. Okay, go and take a walk. Do something fun. Take yourself out of the online space. Working online is incredible. It is a free, accessible, amazing tool for your business. It can also be quite a triggering place. You have to choose how and when you show up. Okay, so if you need help and support to do that, so if you need somebody else to help you apply logic in that process, okay, drop me a message. If you need some tools to help you to do that, check out my bio. The workbooks, they cover all 7 of the struggles, and what they will do is help you to work through a process so you can actually focus your attention, ask yourself those questions, be curious, and then take action. So we need to import something into our process. If we're sitting too much in fear and lack of motivation and hesitation, feeling like something is icky and uncomfortable, we need to change how it makes us feel, and we can change that by how we think, and that means applying logic. Okay, so enjoy. If you have any questions or comments, please do drop them in the comments below. Check out my bio for the workbooks. They really are an amazing tool to help you to just bring yourself back, focus that attention, and help you to take action. Have a super, super day. I'll see you soon.